We're talking men in their late 30s, like 38, 39, and as soon as you mention you've got children, they don't want to fucking know. And then they go simping over 21-year-olds.
Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here who says, "Why won't men date me? What is wrong with dating a single mother?" Now, crap like this is absolutely hilarious because anyone with two brain cells to rub together understands why men don't want to date single mothers. But we're going to be answering this woman's question, as well as getting to a few other clips here today of modern women just essentially making poor life choices and then blaming them on men, because who else would you blame it on, right? The patriarchy and all that. Men are terrible. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
What's the problem with dating as single mums? I don't understand the issue with these men. We're talking men in their late 30s, like 38, 39, and as soon as you mention you've got children, they don't want to fucking know.
Yeah, because they don't want to raise another man's children. This is the ultimate definition of a cuck, right? Somebody who's going out here raising another man's children, and for what? Like, let's be honest, a lot of these situations that men enter themselves in, they're treated like garbage for doing it, even if they are helping you, even if they're doing everything right, ticking all the boxes, as you say. Men are treated like crap for coming in and helping you out, okay? Like, let's cut the nonsense here. Men don't want to look after kids that are not their own.
And I don't get it. And then they go simping over 21-year-olds. And that's because they've got no responsibility. The free-spirited to get to do whatever the hell they want, and it makes them look good and feel better about themselves.
Yeah, so you've essentially, given a good answer to your question here. Now, I won't say that's the entire reason why men date younger women. They're not interested in dating 33-year-old women with kids. Okay, there's much more to it than that. But you've answered your own question here. Okay, why should a man go out there, especially if he has options? Why should he date you in the first place when he can just go date a younger woman that, in your own words, makes him feel better? Right? I thought that this is what it's all about. Making people feel better, right? Like, oh, feelings, feelings, feelings. Like, what's the problem then when men go out there and they do what makes them feel good? But of course, we can't have that, right? We can only have it one way.
There is nothing wrong with dating a single mother. Like, my kids are practically teenagers.
Let me just stop you right there. There is plenty wrong with dating a single mother. And also, let's be real about this, okay? If your kids are teenagers and stuff like this, like, this is a very difficult time, okay? Men don't want to be involving themselves in your life, okay? Just absolutely not, man.
Well, my daughter, there is nothing wrong with dating a single mother. Like, my kids are practically teenagers. Well, my daughter is. She's nearly 16. My son's nearly 11. If anything, I've got more free time now opposed to what I had 4 years ago.
Yeah, see, this is ringing alarm bells for me, okay? Why would a man look after teenagers, especially a female teenager, guys? This just, reeks of things that are going to happen to you, right? False accusations come to mind, okay? Mistreating her kids, like, you don't even have to prove anything these days, really, guys. Like on the, you can wind up screwing your life. Completely screwing in your life by dealing with these women, okay? All it takes is one false accusation, oh, he was dangerous to my kids, or like, it's just not happening. It's just absolutely not happening.
This whole stigma of, like, dating someone with kids has really, really got to stop. Like, it doesn't. It's wrong. It really is wrong. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm 33 years old. I know what I want. I'm responsible. I do a pretty good job raising my children on my own. I've been single 4 years. What's the problem?
Make it work with the father of your kids. Don't give me this whole I'm responsible spiel when you can't even secure the father of your kids being around. This is ridiculous, guys. That's like me saying, yeah, I'm a real good investor, right? I'm good with my money. And then you come along and you're like, Taylor, why is it that you sleep on the street in a sleeping bag? And I'm like, bro, don't, Don't judge me. I'm responsible. I'm good with my finances. It's the same kind of thing, right? Where these people, they lecture you about how responsible they are and about how empathetic and caring they are. But when you look at their situation, I don't see empathy. Where's the empathy for your children? You know what empathy for your children would look like? Actually having a father figure for them would be a good first step in the right direction. Okay, if you actually cared about your kids. Now, if this woman is a widow, I will immediately retract my statement. But on the balance of probabilities, guys, statistically speaking, this woman right here is not a widow. A lot of these single mothers are not a widow. If you guys look at the statistics, okay, these single mothers, the rate at single motherdom, excuse me, has absolutely exploded. And wouldn't you know it, it coincides with allowing women to just break up with men and get rid of marriages because they feel like it, number one. They get paid also for breaking up with men. They can get them on the hook for child support, alimony, all of this kind of nonsense. And so women are financially rewarded for breaking up a relationship anytime they feel like it. And you're going to tell me that, oh, you know, we break up with all these men because they're just deadbeat dads and they're losers. Okay, why did you get with them in the first place? And don't give me this spiel about how you're going to try and justify this and then say that you're responsible. It's disgusting. But let's continue on to the next clip here.
That guy that you're still crying over did not want to be with you. He chose to leave you. He chose not to fight for you. He chose not to make it work. And you are still idealizing him in your mind as if he was the one. He's the one that got away. He was your soulmate. How could that possibly be the one? How could he possibly be your forever soulmate if he chose to not stay? He chose to put you back out into the world, which is essentially saying, hey, other guys, you can have her. Why? You
because the women find him attractive. So guys, we're kind of like segueing a little bit here, okay? But this is another reason why a lot of these modern women are single, why they can't keep around a guy, is because they're attached to one man previously who they were very attracted to, okay? And now society, the media, these women will sit here and try and convince you that you need to be a nice man, you need to be a good man, you need to be a provider. Okay, now I'm not saying that there's anything fundamentally wrong with providing for people you care about or for traditionalism. I actually prefer traditionalism to this degenerate crap, okay? But the problem is that these women are not worth providing for. That's the real crux of the issue here. Because oftentimes, guys, they're out here chasing bad boys, they're chasing men who aren't interested in them, and they expect nice men to come along and to pick up the pieces. It's, you know, why should a man come along and do this?
You should only want to be with somebody that wants to be with you. Yes, you can miss him, you can be sad and grieve the relationship. I get it, breakups suck. But stop putting him on this pedestal in your mind that he was the person for you and he was the best thing that ever happened to you. He was great for the time, he was great. But stop focusing on only the positive, especially if the only negative thing, you're like, oh, but he was great, our relationship was perfect. But in the end, he chose not to stay.
You know, guys, I personally think that a lot of these women who think that they have relationships with men actually don't. I am absolutely convinced that a lot of the men that these women are chasing, they have it in their own delusional little minds that, like, yeah, this guy, you know, we're kind of serious, we're kind of in a relationship, so we basically are, but they have not once had a talk about exclusivity, about actually putting a title on the relationship, about any of these things. Okay, and she's going to sit there and be like, you know, I had the relationship was okay. He just, you know, he was emotionally unavailable. These girls they don't have relationships, guys. They're chasing bad boys. The bad boys don't want them. And then they kick them to the curb. And then the girl's like, what happened? And the reason why they pedestalize these men is because they're attractive. It has nothing to do with their, you know, bubbly and fantastic personality or their ability to be a provider. No. It's because these men are attractive, or, you know, maybe she did see a lifestyle. Maybe the guy was rich as hell, but, you know, she got a glimpse of it, but she couldn't lock him down. So she's never going to forget it.
In the end, he chose to go. So if that is the only thing that you need to rest your head on to move on from this guy, he chose not to be with me. He didn't want me. He's letting other men choose me. How am I still crying over him? Because right now he's out there living his life, he's working, he's scrolling through Instagram, he's choosing to not text you right now, he's choosing to not call you, he's calling his mom, he's going to the gym, he went to the grocery store, he's still out there doing stuff, and none of them have to do with you. So if this is the sign that you needed to move on from him, you're welcome. But
I love these videos that give like dating advice to women, because hell, even if the video is completely correct, let me tell you something. I actually agree with a lot of the points that these women make. Like they'll sit here and talk to me about boundaries, or they'll talk to you about XYZ, and it makes fantastic sense. It's actually good advice. Why are you hooked on this guy who treated you like crap? The problem is none of the women listen to this. Even the ones who are making the advice, like hell, they probably hooked up with the guy last week who treated them like crap. But then you're supposed to act like a good man. Okay, and again, guys, I have nothing against being a good person per se. I have nothing against traditional values. Again, I think traditional values are way better than this nonsense. I think anyone with any kind of common sense or self-respect will tell you that relationships back in the day were probably on a lot better of a track than they are now. Even the women will tell you this, by the way. You sit there and you say, oh, what do you think of dating in today's society? And they'll tell you, oh, it's crap. It's, it's terrible. All these boys are players. And you just listen to them and you just shake your head. You just absolutely, you sit there and you're like, what on earth are you doing, man? But let's continue on to the next clip here.
So here's something I feel like I don't hear talked about enough. That is a really big part of dating as a single parent, whether it be a single mom, single dad, dating after divorce, or whatever it is, somebody who's co-parenting. You have a schedule with your children. I was talking to a new client last week and he's like, I feel like I'm running into a lot of people. I've been using the dating apps, I'm having success, I'm going on dates. But I've just kind of got to the point where I started asking the women if they have kids right away, like, okay, before we even meet, what's your custody arrangement? Like, what days do you have your kids? That if you don't have the same schedules with your kids, the odds of making a relationship work are very slim. So I would be interested in hearing from people who have done this, have experience with it. Have you ever made it work with somebody who had an opposite parenting schedule? You have to be able to spend time with the person. And if you don't have that time and you two can't make it work, then how do you plan to build a relationship?
I think a lot of these women who make these videos, they spend way too much time on TikTok. Guys, I just want to make this absolutely clear, okay? These TikTok videos are absolutely brain dead. And they are a dime a dozen. These things are not rare. These things are not hard to find. And yet, you just have a series of women asking dating questions about, oh, how should we schedule with our kids and all of this kind of nonsense. My answer, as per usual, is you shouldn't be dating. You should be making it work with the man that you had the kids with. Or if that's severely not an option, sincerely, excuse me, not an option, then you raise the kids and you be a good mother to the best of your capabilities. Okay, I don't want to hear this crap about dating. I don't want to hear this, oh, I need advice, or worse yet, I'm giving advice. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing out here trying to date? Okay, let's move on.
I thought things would just get better. Time would heal all wounds, and after a certain amount of time, I'd just be back on track. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm not saying that time doesn't help. I just wasn't doing the things I needed to do to heal and grow and move forward and actually move on from what had just happened. Because you have to grieve and heal and process emotion and figure out a plan for your next chapter. I wasn't doing any of that. So after longer than necessary, I did figure out how to put your life back together after divorce and do it in a really beautiful, big, wonderful way.
I'm just going to pause the video here, guys, and I'm going to tell you that right away, anyone who sits here and starts talking to you about, words like, they start using words like healing, they start using words like journey, hell, some of them even bring up crystals, okay? And they start talking about, in all of these like nonsensical words, right? These people are a gigantic red flag, okay? It is very clear to me why they can't make a marriage last. And oftentimes the answer to that is simply because they want to leave their husband and they want to take money. They need to get dopamine from somewhere else. It has nothing to do with these nonsense healing journeys. It has nothing to do with, finding yourself. It just has to do with finding yourself with other men. That's what, you know, truthfully this has to do with.
This is just a reminder that if you're going through this right now, it's okay to feel the feelings and take some time. Don't forget that you've got to take the steps necessary to get to that next chapter. That's exactly what I do now. I help women start over after divorce. If you feel stuck and you need help with a plan, you can schedule a free 15-minute call with me.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. When, if you're someone who's struggling for money, I bring this up every couple of episodes, but these women just must make bank off of other desperate women, right? Schedule a 15-minute call with me and I'll tell you how to, you know, number one, I'll tell you how to divorce your husband and try and take his money. But should that fail, you know, I'll teach you, I don't know what exactly she teaches. Okay, but rest assured, it's terrible. Okay, like imagine accepting life advice from someone who can't hold their marriage together because in all probability they got bored. Let's think about that for a second, guys. This woman is a divorced individual, probably a single mother, okay? And she's trying to position herself as a life coach for other women. This is what makes me so sad about this crap, guys, is I actually don't really have a problem with people being clowns. Okay, people are welcome to do whatever it is they want to do. And hell, you know, go out there, make your money. The problem I have is that these people who lie to one another. Like, yeah, queen, divorce your husband, everything's going to be fine. Hell, I'll even help you make a plan after the fact. You can schedule a free 15-minute call with me. Okay? It's like, why are we positioning things like this? Why are we encouraging women to divorce their husbands and stuff like this? And obviously the answer is because this woman wants money. But I just don't like the part where we have to lie to people, okay? If you want to go out there, you're a woman, and you want to date a whole bunch of guys and have your fun, that's totally cool with me. I don't care. Leave me alone. But the moment you start lying to men and you start lying to other people about what exactly it is, then it kind of irks me a bit. All right, let's continue.
And we can kind of talk about where you're at and where you want to go and how I can help you get there. But no matter what, don't forget, it's gonna be okay. You got this.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
I regret to inform you all that the incels have been incelling again. If you are frequently on Reddit, you might have noticed that ever since the API debacle and Reddit deciding to go public with its stock offerings, your recommended subreddits may have changed. One of the subreddits that's been popping up on my feed has been r/TrueRateMe. It's supposedly a spot where you can post selfies and get a real accurate rating from 1 to 10 as to how attractive you are.
Let me guess, this woman put up a picture of herself, she got absolutely roasted, and now she's trying to blame it on men, and she's trying to shame them by saying that they are unable to get bedroom fun with women. This is what happens, guys. Step 1, feelings get hurt. Step 2, insult men and shame them to try and get them to change said opinions. This is how it always goes. I guarantee you this woman posted on this Reddit thread, then she got roasted, and she didn't like the fact that she got roasted, so now we have to, you know, make a video about it and call out the eye cells, guys. That word is so ridiculous, right? Because it's just a shaming word. Right? All of these eye cells, yeah, all of these men, they just can't have bedroom activities. And I have to say bedroom activities for YouTube. But it's, yeah, we just have to say that men are inexperienced and they can't get women. And I've literally heard these women call dudes who have been in long-term marriages this word. And I'm like, we're just throwing everything at the wall, aren't we, just to see what sticks. We'll just call men whatever, even if it doesn't make sense. Go off.
When you consider that the person posting the picture is consenting to being rated, it doesn't sound all that bad. at face value. All of the posts I have seen have been absolutely drop-dead gorgeous women, and every time I've clicked on the comment section to see what they were rated as, it's been appallingly low.
Yeah, so translation, she posted a photo of herself and she got mad at what people said. I never believe these stories. I do not believe them. You will have these women say, yeah, my friend swiped on Tinder for me. This is the same kind of lie, right? Women were just getting rated too low. No, let's cut the nonsense here, okay? You got rated lower than you thought you deserved.
That set off alarm bells in my head, so I thought, there's got to be more to this. So I looked a little deeper. I know this is hard to read because the text is ridiculously small, but this is their rating guide. 10, they say, is basically unattainable.
True.
They have Brie Larson at a 5.5, as well as Keke Palmer.
I don't know who these people are because I'm not a degenerate and I don't keep up with the random celebrities. I'm going to assume that they're celebrities. Don't care. Yeah. So the people ranking your beauty on Reddit, they have a chart. Yeah, makes sense to me. And again, this is consensual, right? So if you're on here and you're asking for a rating, you have given these people permission. I'm failing to see what the problem is. And also, if you wanted to get into this discussion, then yes, 10 is probably not a rating that you can actually accurately give people, considering that beauty to at least some degree is subjective rather than objective completely. Okay, so all I'm hearing are things that make sense, and she's crying about it.
Here's the second half of the scale. I also noticed that if you overrate on that subreddit, you have like 3 chances to do so, and then they ban you.
Oh,
now,
damn.
right now, you may be thinking that I'm just overreacting. Maybe they're just really strict with their rules, and maybe they're very picky. Let me show you what I dug up on the history of this subreddit.
Watch her like pick extreme examples or ones that are just like nobody cares about.
You see, there have been articles written about this subreddit due to the ridiculous rating system. This is a conversation between a moderator of this subreddit and the person who wrote this article.
Right, so are you going to show me examples or are you going to show me some article that you've pulled up that supports you? Right, I don't want to hear these liberal random articles that you pulled off the internet. I would like to see these examples of, for example, comments of people rating one of these women, and then we see a picture of the woman so that we can decide for ourselves. But no, of course, we have to bring up some random biased article.
It says, at TrueRateMe, high scores, particularly for women, are deleted by moderators such as myself, and people who give high ratings are permanently banned, while no ratings are ever deleted for being too low, too insulting, or too crude. This gives us the capabilities to, quote, gaslight women and control how they see themselves. He goes,
show me the ratings. Go, where are the ratings? Yeah, I'm just skimming through the video here, guys. She's not showing the ratings. These people are fantastic, man. If the ratings are such an issue, then go ahead, show us some women's faces, go ahead and show us what they were rated, and then we can decide for ourselves whether or not it was fair or not.
Goes on to say that one of the other mods is currently being investigated for police for encouraging someone to unalive themselves. He goes on to say that this subreddit was created to, quote, encourage people to unalive themselves based on warped self-image. The internal lingo was that we could build this subreddit to be unalive fuel. He also says that a lot of the pictures that are posted there are actually stolen, and that practice is encouraged by the moderators.
Okay, I don't know this subreddit, but to me, I don't even know what this is, right? This could be a completely fake thing. If you wanted to actually prove something, you would go into the subreddit, you would show us some faces, and you would show us some ratings. Now, this might be a terrible place where women are rated badly, but guess what? I don't care. Like, who the hell cares? This is the internet, right? You're posting your face on the internet for people to rate, and then you're complaining that the ratings are low. Like, how stupid can you be, brother? I'm not quite sure that I understand this. Oh, women were rated too low. This subreddit totally sucks. It's run by awful people. Let's just say all of those things were true. Okay, so why are you posting your face on it? Like, even if we were to give this woman the benefit of the doubt, which I see no reason to, like, who the hell cares? This is the internet, right? Have none of these people ever been in Call of Duty lobbies in their entire life? Okay, like I thought this was common knowledge, guys, that when you're on the internet, there are going to be trolls everywhere. I could release videos on this channel of puppies, and people would have issues with it. This is the internet. Welcome to the real world, madam. Or not the real world, excuse me. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. What do you guys think of some of these clips? As always, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.